There are so many amazing moisturizers out on the market, but every year I like to narrow it down to the ones that really caught my interest. So today I'm going to share my favorite moisturizers of 2021. All right, when it comes to moisturizer, I feel like everyone can benefit from one, even people with oily or acne-prone skin. It's all about just finding the one that works for you. I tend to have skin that's more normal to combination and dry. I lean more towards dry, especially as it starts to get cold outside. I definitely get drier skin. I think it's also because I use a lot of actives like exfoliants and also retinoids on my skin, so it tends to make me a little bit more dry. So moisturizer to me is a must in my skincare routine. There are lots of different moisturizers out on the market made for different skin types, different skin issues, and even ones that have lots of different active ingredients in them. But something you'll notice about my favorite types of moisturizers is that they don't really incorporate a lot of the active ingredients. They tend to be very moisturizing, very hydrating, and very nourishing to the skin. And I also really like a luxurious texture, even if it's going to be a light texture made for all skin types, not just dry skin. I like an amazing texture. I tend to also like a very dewy glow afterwards. So that's my type of moisturizer. I'm really looking for something that's going to nourish and moisturize and hydrate and lock everything in. That is what I tend to go for. All right, so the first one on the list is my favorite moisturizer of the year, and that is the Farmacy Honey Halo Ultra-Hydrating Ceramide Moisturizer. This is a sponsored placement, but this was my decision. The brand wanted me to do a sponsored video and they had suggested a different product, and I was like, this is it. This is the product of the year. This is my favorite product that you have ever made, and I love this stuff so much. I want this to be the product I talk about. So I chose this product because I really do think this is one of the best moisturizers ever. What makes this so amazing is partially the ingredients, but also the texture. So let's talk about the ingredients first. This has a blend of buckwheat honey, of propolis, and royal jelly. There is something to be said about the antioxidant power, the soothing power, the hydrating power behind all of these ingredients. We all know, I mean, like in the DIY world, which I don't love, and we all know that, honey is one of the most amazing ingredients. Just on its own, it's a very hydrating ingredient. It has so many nutrients in it, and it has so many different properties that make it an amazing skincare ingredient. It's just a great skincare ingredient. And whenever there's honey in a skincare product that I know is going to be a hydrating or moisturizing product, I always know it's going to be good, because honey is just one of those ingredients that really does make a big difference when it comes to nourishing your skin. But then when you add in ingredients like propolis, which also comes from bees, it is kind of what makes up the honeycomb, like that resin, that like waxy type of material that the bees create with the honeycombs. And then there's royal jelly, which we know is just full of all these different nutrients in it. It's what the queen bee eats. All of that makes this a really special blend, and that's what you find in this. I know some people have mentioned that it has a little bit of a honey fragrance to it. That's a natural scent that comes from the honey. I don't mind it at all. I don't even notice it now when I use it. And of course, there are ceramides in here. My favorite moisturizers always have ceramides in them. The ceramides play a very important role in supporting your skin barrier and strengthening your skin barrier. We can all benefit from ceramides, especially if we are dealing with any type of skin issue. You always want ceramides and different lipids to help repair and support your skin barrier. And then of course there are some of the more typical ingredients like shea butter, vitamin E, all of those nice moisturizing and nourishing ingredients you get in here. So that sounds like this would be a really thick, rich moisturizer, right? That's also one of the things that makes this so special, because when you open it and you look at it, it actually does look like it's nice and thick and creamy and rich, which I love. But I know that people that have oily skin or even normal skin might have an aversion to something that looks this rich or sounds this rich and creamy. But here's the magic. When you actually scoop this and you feel the texture, this is what won me over. Because all the other stuff I was like, well, you know, nice ingredients, fine, but you can't judge from an ingredient list, and this is a prime example of that. This texture is so dreamy and soothing and just, I actually put a ton onto my hand, so you don't need that much. But this is the most beautiful texture for a moisturizer. When you apply this to your skin, it melts down. It feels like you're applying like a really light butter to your skin, and it melts down so quickly and absorbs so beautifully onto the skin. This is one of the best moisturizers I have ever used. It's so beautiful. I recommend you try it. Moisturizer number 2 is one that I also think is great for all skin types. I also just think it's great because of the price, because it is very affordable, and it is this one from Cetaphil. This is the Moisturizing Lotion from Cetaphil. I actually like this one, and I also like the one that's a little bit more intense that has shea butter in it as well. But the reason why I recommend this to people is the fact that it's affordable. It's like, you know, around $10. The price varies depending where it is that you buy it, whether it's like a drugstore or, you know, like online or something. But they also reformulated this to have lots of different ingredients, including ingredients I love like niacinamide. They also just make this a really nice light formula. It has all the basics to nourish and moisturize your skin. And I love that it has a pump. That's one of the, I know that's like a strange reason to like a moisturizer, but I feel like, especially like when I'm, you know, like getting out of the shower, or I am, you know, like putting moisturizer on my kids, I want something that's gonna be really easy and that I can use on the face and on the body. And that's exactly what this moisturizer is. It's fragrance free. It can be used on all skin types, including sensitive skin. It really is this nice light texture that does work for all skin types. All right, so the next one that I love is by Pyunkang Yul. This is the Nutrition Cream. You've heard me talk about this one before too. I love this stuff. I think it is better for people that have drier skin or that are dealing with more like parched, dry skin, maybe as we're heading into winter. If you need a little bit more moisture for your skin, this is a really good one. Just like all of the other moisturizers I'm mentioning, it has this beautiful, rich texture. It melts down on your skin as you apply it. It's definitely thicker than the other ones I've mentioned so far, but it still melts down onto your skin into this beautiful texture. I am all about textures when it comes to moisturizers. This one melts down into this beautiful texture and absorbs into your skin. It's definitely richer and creamier as you're applying it, but it is so nice. They have an ingredient in this product, and I think in a lot of their products, called milk vetch. It's not only soothing for the skin, but it's anti-inflammatory. So I feel like people who are dealing with rough, dry skin that's bordering on being irritated, but not full-blown irritated, if that makes sense, like you're just kind of in the middle. As the weather is changing, it's getting colder outside, this is the kind of moisturizer you want to reach for. It feels so beautiful. I love to use this one at night, especially when I am, you know, like going for that luxurious skincare routine. This one is the perfect moisturizer to just lock it all in with. And of course, I have to talk about a couple moisturizers from my own brand, NATURIUM. This is our multi-peptide moisturizer. This one is great for all skin types, but I think it's especially great for people who are just looking for that mid-weight lotion. You don't want something that's too light and gel-like in texture, but you don't necessarily want something that's super rich and creamy. This is one that Goldilocks would be looking for because it's just right. I personally use this as more of a daytime moisturizer because it's beautiful underneath makeup. For people that have normal to oily skin, you might use this day and night. It has peptides in it to really help hydrate and plump your skin and nourish it, but it also has other ingredients that support your skin barrier, like niacinamide. There's also panthenol. We also put an ethylated vitamin C in here. It's a vitamin C derivative that helps to further nourish your skin and help with brightening. So this is just an all-around beautiful moisturizer, and I think that everyone can benefit from it. And then of course, my baby, this is the Plant Ceramide Rich Moisture Cream. This has plant ceramides in it to really help nourish your skin, support your skin barrier. It's packed with beautiful lipids in it. It has squalane, which is one of my favorite ingredients to nourish the skin. It's also packed with glycerin to really help hydrate your skin. And when you feel this texture, this is like butter also. I would say this one is more of a richer moisturizer, but again, the texture melts down. It feels like butter as you apply it to your skin. I love this for day and for night. For the winter time, this is my go-to, and I promise you, this stacks up to all of the luxury brands. You really could take one of the most beautiful luxury $100, $300, $500 moisturizers. You could do like a side-by-side test for somebody who doesn't know what the brands are and tell them that they're both super expensive, rich, luxury moisturizers, and I guarantee you they wouldn't know the difference. This is such a beautiful moisturizer. I'm very, very proud of it. So those were my favorite moisturizers of 2021. Like I said, there are so many amazing moisturizers on the market. It was really hard for me to narrow this down, but I had to, and I did it for you guys, and these were my favorites. These were the ones that really stood out to me the entire year. Tell me in the comments which moisturizers you love the most this year. Find me on Instagram. I'm at Susan Yara, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.